Hey everybody, it's Karen Kilps, the school counselor. I have, as we begin a new school year, a bunch of things I want to go over, and I didn't want to take a lot of extra time in the staff meeting, so I'm just sending out this video. And I don't expect you to remember all of the things I'm about to cover. Most of the things will be coming out in email. I just wanted to go over these things before you just get these emails. And I apologize ahead of time. At the beginning of the year, you'll see my name in your inbox a lot. There's just a lot of things to get up and running at the beginning of the year. And I need your help with that. But I want to describe these things before you just start seeing all these emails from me. So right off the bat, I want to talk about classroom lesson signups. I come to each classroom once a month and do a counseling related lesson. It's either on a social, emotional, academic, or career domain topic. And this is a tier 1 intervention for all students. And so I will be sending out a Google Sheet with sign up times for when I would come to your classroom. And a lot of times it ends up being the same time for each grade level. So instead of having every teacher fill that out, if just the lead teacher from each grade level, if you can meet with your other grade level teachers and figure out what your top maybe 2 or 3 preferences would be, and then just put that into that Google Sheet, then I can schedule my lessons throughout the school year based on your preferences. So I'll be sending out that sign up. I just wanted you to know that that will be coming. Also, I will be sending out a needs assessment as I begin to come up with different lessons. I want to make sure that they are relevant to what you're seeing as needs amongst your students. And so I really kind of want to create lessons that are the most relevant. So if you could just give me some of your feedback on that assessment, that would be really helpful for me. Okay, classroom safe spaces. This is something we got up and running last year in our kindergarten through 3rd grade classrooms. Again, safe spaces are just a trauma-informed intervention. It's something that we can have in each classroom. It's a space where students can go when they become dysregulated, their emotions get really big, and they're not able to participate or be successful in the class. They can kind of just go off to the side of the space and kind of use that time and that space to calm their bodies, to regain that sense of self and emotional regulation. And so we're going to continue those safe spaces this year. So if you are new kindergarten to 3rd grade teacher, or if you're new into that grade level, definitely the easiest thing to do, just create an Amazon wish list and send that to me. And once I get all those lists combined, I will put in the order for those items. Those are funded through our prevention services grant. And if you are a teacher in 4 to 6 and you would like to incorporate the safe space in your classroom, we didn't require that last year like it was in our K to 3, but obviously if you would like to get a space like that going in your classroom, we'd like to make that available to you. So just let me know if there are some items you'd like purchased for your class. And any classroom, if you want me to come in and explain to your students what these safe spaces are, how to use them, when to use them, that sort of thing, just let me know and I can schedule time with you, or I can come in and be with your students and explain that. So I think that is all I need to say about our safe spaces. Okay, next up, mentor program. We're going to have our mentor program again. For those who don't know, we have high school students who are mentors for us. I believe we have 6 right now, and they will come down to the elementary end and they'll meet with an elementary student throughout the whole school year. So it'll be once a week that they'll meet with that student all year long. And it's a little different this year because previously we'd have all the mentors come at the end of the day during the high school 8th period. This year, instead, we're having one mentor come down at a time. So during 1st period, one mentor will come down, 2nd period, so on throughout the day. Another change that's happened is we don't have our big mentor room anymore. So our mentors will be meeting outside the counseling office in that kind of the lobby area with the windows right across from the main office. And so that's where our mentors will meet with their elementary friends. But as a result of that, previously, the past couple of years, we've been using that as the healthy entrance for the nurse's office. We are going to go back to having all students enter the nurse's office through the hallway entrance, which was the past couple of years the sick entrance, but we just want to minimize the traffic so that our mentors are not continually being interrupted with Let me pause this and we'll get going again when this is done. Okay, we're back. So we're going to have the nurses' entrance be in the hallway so we can have minimal disruption for our mentors and their mentees who will now be meeting in that lobby area outside the counseling office. So that is also a change from previous years. So I will be sending out emails just for recommendations of students that you think would benefit from having a mentor this year. So again, we have 6 high schoolers and each can have 4. So we'll be able to pair up 24 elementary students with a mentor. And as you're considering who would benefit, I want you to not just look at some of those behaviors. I know that there's a lot of kids with a lot of externalized behavior that we noticed, and they're the ones that kind of pop up on our radar right away. But I also want us to consider students who might be, under the radar. Maybe they're the quietest ones in your class, or maybe you see they lack some social skills, or they are having a hard time making friends, or maybe they've got a lot of big stuff going on at home. So I want you to kind of consider some of these things as well as you are making your recommendations. And again, we can only give 24 students a mentor, so I'm sure there will be kids who are recommended that we won't be able to pair up, but we'll do the best we can with the needs of the students and also with what our high schoolers are able to accommodate. Okay, BackSack program. So this is a program where on Friday afternoons we'll put some food bags within the backpacks of students in our school who just maybe have some more food insecurity. And so I will be probably mostly reaching out to Tim Robertson about this, but I also just want to put this on your radar. If you have a student in your classroom who looks like they are just in need of some extra assistance food-wise, put them on my radar and we'll try to get them added to this program. It's a great blessing to our school and our community. The community center provides all these bags for us every week, and we love being able to give them out. So just kind of looking for your help as well as determining what students we have here who would need use of those services. Okay, welcome wagon. So we're going to be doing the welcome wagon again. I think it's probably showing up backwards. So that's for when we have new students who join our school later in the school year. This is a student in your class who can kind of take that new student under their wing. So be that first friend for them, kind of show them the ropes, show them the classroom procedures, just help them to feel really welcome. And so I'll be looking for you to make a recommendation of a student in your class. And if you'd like to have one boy and one girl, you're more than welcome to choose 2. But I'll be sending out an email just again with the sheet for you to write in your recommendations for who in your class you would recommend to be your welcome wagon representative. Reminder again, the book club, I'll be sending out probably a Google form about that if you want to participate in the actual book club or if you want to just read the book on your own. But I will be sending that out probably within the next few days. So if you are interested in participating in that, just fill out that form and I will get that information. We will be doing caregiver education videos again this year. Last year, I presented and recorded teachings on various topics and sent that out to the parents and caregivers in our monthly newsletter. And we'll be doing a similar thing this year but instead of me recording myself, I looked up on YouTube some various TED Talks or things that I think would be really great for some of our caregivers to have some knowledge on. And so all they have to do is just watch the video, and most of them are about 15 minutes. So it's not a huge time commitment. So watch the video, fill out a form, and then they will get their name entered into a $50 gift card. Probably Target again, seems to be a store a lot of people like. So again, those will be coming out monthly in the newsletter. If you can just encourage your parents and caregivers to participate in that, it's a great way to get some knowledge and some education out to our parents. I know there's a lot of stuff I wish they would know, and this is one way to kind of help them to learn and know these things. All right, Kindness Club, that will be up and running again this year, and mainly it's just for our 6th graders. I'd love to open it up to more, but at the same time, I want to be realistic with what I can manage. And I think sometimes when our groups get too big, it gets a little bit harder to be as effective. So we'll still keep it as a 6th grade for now, and that'll meet after school once a week. So again, 6th grade teachers, just be looking out for that information. We'll begin that up in September. Okay, character trait of the month, we're continuing that. I've switched the bulletin board to the other one, but that's going to be something that is now tied in with our PBIS, which Mr. Wheeler explained at our staff meeting. And so that's exciting to kind of see this program kind of partner up with the PBS and make it more of a focus as we try to build these character traits into our students and teach them about them. And so this is the 4th year I'm doing that program. And so I'm going to start recycling some of the character traits that I maybe have done a few years ago. And so you'll maybe see some repetition, but our kids are now a few years older than they were when they first learned about some of these. So I think it'll be okay. But I will update the bulletin board each month and also send some discussion questions, a video, things like that, so that you can teach. Hopefully I'll give you all the information. So this is really easy for you just to kind of present this to your students, get some type of conversation going. This might be a great thing to do during that morning meeting time or just whenever you have time to spare in throughout your day. So that will be continuing. And then we are also going to be starting an emotion of the month. So last spring I read this book, Atlas of the Heart, from Dr. Brene Brown. And she's an emotions researcher, shame, vulnerability, all those things. And in her research, she found that most adults can only name 3 emotions while they are experiencing them. Those emotions are happy, sad, and angry. And she quotes, I don't know who this guy was, Ludwig Wittgenstein. Anyway, he had a quote that said, "The limits of my language mean the limits of my world." So when we don't have the language to describe our emotion, what we're feeling, then we're not able to get the help that we need when we are experiencing that. And just being able to label, to identify our emotion is a great tool to help us with self-regulation. Excuse me. So I want to kind of help give our kids, our students, more of an emotional vocabulary. So we're going to be focusing on an emotion every month, and kind of similar to the character traits, we're just going to, I'll probably try to find a video, just kind of a little bit about that emotion and a couple little discussion questions and things like that. And again, if you have a few minutes in your day or part of that morning meeting time, that would be a great time to kind of infuse a little bit of some of this social emotional learning into your classroom time. Okay, let's see here. I have a video I recorded, just kind of introducing who I am to the students and what I do, and if they want to meet with me, how that looks. And so I've recorded a video for kindergarten to 2nd grade, and then a separate one for 3rd to 6th. The only difference in the videos is just how students can request a meeting time with me. For the older students, like last year, they will be getting the QR code. Also, I'll be handing these out to teachers to post somewhere in your classroom. That way students can just scan this. It brings up a form, and then they can fill out the form, and I will get that. And then I will contact you as the teacher, and we will schedule a time for me to meet with that student. If you have these from last year, it's different now. You'll know it's different because there's a blue background instead, but I created a different form because I want to keep my data separate from year to year. So if you currently have this from last year, you can get rid of it. I will be giving you a new one. And again, these I'll be giving out to you so that your students can each have their own copy. But if they lose it, obviously we've got the classroom one. So that's how our kids in 3 to 6 can meet with me. Kindergarten to 2nd, it's easier just if they come to you, their teacher, and then you reach out to me. I will say it's best if you don't just send students down to my office. I like to know they're coming to be able to schedule that, because oftentimes I'm either meeting with someone else or I have a group, or I'm not here because I'm in a classroom lesson. And so it's best if I can get that arranged ahead of time. Obviously, if there's a big emergency, definitely leave me a message, email me, hunt me down. A big emergency would be probably some of those safety concerns, whether it's behavior threats, things like that. But otherwise, it's best if we can just get that scheduled. So that would make things easier for me. So I think that's all I have. All I have is a lot. So again, I don't expect you to remember all that stuff. I will be sending out emails. I just wanted to kind of briefly touch base with all these things, just so you knew a little bit what I was talking about when these emails came out. So anyway, thank you for your time. I hope that the start to your school year goes amazing, and looking forward to a wonderful year. All right, take care.